Hi there. I wanted to show you a product before I installed it on a knife. These are G10 scales for 91mm Swiss Army knives. It's a new product from Swiss Bianco. They're available on their website currently, and I'll put a link to the Swiss Bianco website in the description so you can go have a look at them. They're about $20 a pair, and the shipping is kind of high, so if you're going to buy some, you might want to buy several pair. What you get are some very nice CNC machine G10 scales. Now, they've had copper scales for a while, and I believe they've introduced titanium. I'm not sure if those are available right now or not. These, however, are new this year, and they have both OD green, which you're looking at, and an orange. So this is the back one. You can see the cutout for the corkscrew or the Phillips driver. You can also see that it will take the scale tools. And G10, you probably know, is a glass cloth. It's impregnated with resin. It's compressed under very high pressure and baked at high temperatures, and it makes a very hard, very durable material that you can work with. You can work with it a lot like metal. As you can see, this has been very carefully CNC machined to accept the scale tools and fit the knife perfectly, go over the rivets and that kind of thing. And G10, as I mentioned, it's very durable, so it's going to make a much more durable, stiff knife than the Celador scales that come on your typical 91mm knife. That just doesn't. That's not plastic. So I like G10, and here's the front scale. I like the Swiss cross that they've put in there, and also I like the pattern on the G10 ones a little better. It's not as big of a waffle pattern as on the copper or the titanium. I just really like it. It's very subtle. It's almost like a woven look, and it's very grippy. You can see that the edges are very nicely beveled. And also, again, we've got this one machined out. So these are applied with an epoxy like a JB Weld. I'm going to do that in a minute. We'll come back with a knife and see what we get. Before I do that, just the packaging. You're going to get a little plastic bag like this with each pair, and in it is a paper slip. And it says, for fitting instructions, please see our YouTube video. Scan the QR code at right. So let me get my phone here and get my little QR code reader going. Let's see how this works. There we go. And up pops the how to mount the Swiss Bianco 100% copper 91mm Victorinox Swiss Army knife scales YouTube video. So the procedure is the same with G10 or copper or titanium. Okay, well, I'm going to go install these, and then I'm going to come back and show you what we get. Okay, well, I'm back. A couple of days later, the installation went really quickly. I was just waiting to get a nice knife to put those scales on, and I got a camper. I got a new in-the-box camper at a really nice discount because the tweezers had been broken. So I just replaced the tweezers. So here's what we ended up with, and let me just say, these scales are great. I really am impressed. Now, I know Swiss Bianco has spent a lot of time and effort and probably money over a period of time to develop these, but I think it's paid off. They're very precise in their fit. It's a quality product. So I didn't do a video of me installing these because I didn't really want to make this an installation video. I think pretty much everybody knows how to pop off the Celador scales on a 91mm Swiss Army knife. If not, there's plenty of videos on YouTube about that. And there's a video of a guy in Germany actually installing the Swiss Bianco copper scales, so maybe I'll put a link to that in the description. It's in German, but he just kind of walks through it, so it's easy to watch. One thing I will say about the installation is that you certainly want to dry fit the scales to your knife before you apply your adhesive and clamp them. You just want to make sure that they fit. Victorinox uses brass rivets, and they're made in such a way they have a little collar. That's so the Celador scales, which are a little bit flexible, can snap over them and be held in place. G10 is not flexible. It's not going to snap over anything. The holes are all very probably consistent and precise in these G10 scales, but they're not so precise, I think, all the time on the knife itself, the brass rivets. There's going to be some variation there. So now mine wouldn't go over perfectly at first, so I just had to take a Dremel with a stone on it and just zip around the collar of the brass rivets a little bit, and then they went right up against there. Now if you had a hand file, you could do the same thing. So just make sure that you get a nice dry fit before you go ahead and apply your adhesive. I recommend a two-part epoxy. I use JB Weld Clear Weld, one of your better epoxies. It's supposed to set in 5 minutes, cure in an hour. I clamped this and let it cure for several hours out of an abundance of caution. But they're on there. I don't think they're ever coming off. It just gives the knife a really nice feel. It's a little bit heavier. The knife just feels a little bit, I don't know, sounder, stiffer. It's certainly got a really nice grip to it. I really love this color OD green. I love that checkering. And again, just take a look at the fit. It's exact. Very happy with that. Yeah, so you know, camper is like your Spartan, but with a saw. So I thought this would be a, kind of a nice outdoorsy kind of knife now with the OD green G10 scales and your tool set with a saw. That'd be a great camping knife. The toothpick and tweezers fit just fine. They are a little stiff at first. Again, because G10 is not, pliable like Celador. So you want these to be snug, and at first I had to be kind of careful about how I put them in so they didn't get stuck. I just worked them in and out for a while, and now they're fine. So toothpick and tweezers, just fine. When you're putting your epoxy in there, don't get sloppy and don't let the epoxy get in the channels for your scale tools. Okay, next one I'm going to do, I think, is I'll probably do OD green on a vintage climber that I have. I thought that would be really cool. Alright, thank you for watching. Have fun collecting.